running? Are we up and running? Are we up and are we running? Okay, moment of truth. Okay, it looks like we are up and running. Okay. Anyways, with that said, hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 9 of MH3U. Last time, we hunted Sand Barioth, a Baleful Giganox, a Rathalos, which yielded the unfortunate mask, and we also hunted a Brachydios. So anyways, as you can see, our armor and weapon set are very different. Basically, off camera, as I stated, I went and I grinded Brachydios parts in order to create our Dio sword, and I also hunted down high-ranked Diabloses in order to get a full set of Diablos armor. So anyways, here's our skill set, basically just critical I +3. I went in and basically added some critical plus charms. Basically just added a bunch of them, got 2 charm, as well as 2 singles, so basically just getting 5 points in total. So instead of Expert 2, we now have Expert 3, which basically makes it where our attacks will basically be critical 30% of the time. We also got Fast Charge and Tremor Resist. Though Fast Charge is a game changer, because I did some test hunts, and you will not believe just how powerful Fast Charge is. It's basically like a whole new world. Though, as for the Dios weapon, while I was grinding, luck was on my side, God was on my side, because basically, all we need to get our Dios Blade Plus is a Steel Uragaan shoot. Seriously, you don't know how elated I was to get that Brachydios gem. Because you know what the probability of getting a Brachydios gem is? 2%. 2% from carving, 2% from captures. Basically, you have to hope and pray that you get that chance. Heck, when you're hunting, you're scraping for just getting a shiny drop. Though, in regards to hunts, I hope you're not too angry, but off camera, I hunted 2 of the remaining 3 key quests for rank 8. Basically, they were the Moving Mountain, which was hunting a Durembros, as well as the Fisherman's Fiend. Because I figured, hey, you know what? I don't think that we need to see another Durembros hunt, where basically it's 20 minutes of just Durembros spinning, Durembros slamming. And as for the Nargacuga, it's pretty much the exact same as the hunt from before, except, well, it's during the night, and it didn't take me 30 minutes. In fact, timing was actually very good for that, because basically, I just whizzed right through it. Just the Durembros was a 20-minute hunt, and that Nargacuga went down in about 15. So anyways, with that said, let's do our next quest, which is actually going to be hunting an Agnaktor. So yeah, we could have hunted an Agnaktor back in low rank, but I decided, hey, you know what, it's not a key quest, so we don't really need to worry about that too much. Okay. Yeah, we'll go for the Truffle. Oh, by the way, Feline Explorer, if you get this skill, if you happen to get a chance for this skill and basically you need some materials, take it, because you get dumped at a pretty material rich area. But I would you know what? I think we'll do it. Because we already have a fire resistance with this armor. Yeah, Feline Explorer. Okay, good. We have the material. I'm gonna buy some whetstones. Sorry if I seem a little out of it right now. It's just I'm nervous because I'm gonna have to get my blood drawn tomorrow, and well, I don't have a good history when it comes to getting my blood drawn. Sorry, had to drink my water. Have to keep hydrated. I need to make sure that my veins are plump, because I have very tiny veins, spider veins. So basically they can never really find my veins all that easily. And I have a pro, and basically if I'm not perfectly hydrated, they're not getting any blood out of my arm. It's like that one scene from Simpsons where they stick the needle in Mr. Burns' arm. It's like meringue. Okay, Fire Cell Stone. Time Worn Charm. And a Rush Shard, so basically Rusty Weapon. This is the best area to find. This is the main way you find Hercadromes. Okay, we're not missing anything. So basically what Feline Explorer does is it starts you off in this secret area that you can't reach through any other means. As for the Agnaktor, I think it's going to spawn in Area 6. Yep. So basically an Agnaktor, as you can see, it is the adult version of those little guys that have been pestering us in the volcano. Look at that. We were able to get a 3-charge attack off before it could even roar. So basically, the Agnaktor, its main thing is that it's going to burrow under the ground and it can also fire a heat laser. But also, keep in mind, as the Agnaktor is out of the ground, it will harden. So basically, it's like a lava Sheathe, except better in every way, shape, and form. Oh, I am out of practice. I step away from this game for 1 week and it's like, nope. Ah. So I'll be honest with you. Hunting the Agnaktor, well, I like the Agnaktor in terms of design and I can respect it. I do not like hunting them because they feel just so slippery. That son of a gun! No, Goku, get away, get away. Oh, no. No! Okay. I'll be honest with you, the Agnaktor is one of those monsters that basically has just always been my roadblock. Because basically, it's always mobile, basically. Where'd you go? Oh, right, it's in the ceiling. Stand still! I hate when the monsters are like, oh, I'm gonna jump out of the way. There! Boom! Son of a gun! You freaking whack-a-mole. And trust me, fighting an Agnaktor is even worse with a hammer. How did that miss? How did that miss? We were literally right over. There. And then he's summoning its babies. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan of slender monsters when it comes to fighting them. Yeah, get freaking tired in there. Oh, come on! You're mocking me! And I forgot to bring stakes! Oh yeah, that's another funny thing. Basically, when you're upgrading your sword, be careful of what charms are on it, because because if you have a charm on your sword and you upgrade it, the charm gets dequipped. So when I was hunting down Diabloses for the armor, I was dealing with basically dealing with increased hungers. I'm like, why is my stamina just dropping so fast? And sure enough, I was running armor with hunger on it. So in regards to the Agnaktor, it's in your best interest to break its parts as soon as you can, because that way you can actually reliably hit areas. Here I'm like, oh, we're gonna be able to hunt fast now. And then, nope, Agnaktor. I like this thing more than the lava, Sheathe, but that doesn't really mean much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm just bad-mouthing. Come on, let me move. I don't like being comboed. Go Cha-Cha! And yet this thing is a hitbox the size of Texas. Oh crap. It's still better than what we would have been dealing with without fast charge. Trust me, could you imagine if we had to deal with this without our fast charge? Now I'm really glad we didn't hunt this thing down in low rank. Thank goodness for our fire resistance. Okay, where are you? Where are you? Okay. Come on, bring it on! Taste paint! Where you been hitting? Where you even hitting? I see no hitting. What was Kayemba just over there? He's like, I'm going to slam! I'm going to wipe! Look at me! I'm an Agnaktor! Well, thank you! I was hungry! Well... Yeah! Keep it in place, Cha-Cha! Okay, we almost have this quest done. See, look at that. That's the beauty of fast charge. Yeah, we may have lost a little attack power, but hey, that is a small price to pay for just having that freedom. Like I said, I'm sorry if I sound a little grumpy. It's just, I don't have a good history when it comes to getting my blood drawn. Because in years past, I get my blood drawn, I get very lightheaded, I basically get nauseous. It's not really a fun thing for me. Heck, one year I fainted and took out the door to the place. I broke the automated door. Sleep, little Agnaktor, sleep. Sleep, Papa, sleep. Okay, there we go. I have to say, Greatsword can honestly be a better destroyer in some part breaker in some cases than... Okay, we're gonna get rid of... We're getting rid of that iron ore. No, I want to carve your parent! Stop doing that! I want to carve your parent! There. Yeah, because really, with one fell blow, bang, we just knocked it out. We killed your parent. What do you think you're going to do? Okay. So, you know, speaking of part breaking, one of the worst things when it comes to hunting Diablo's armor. Okay, yeah, team player, we'll definitely take that. And stam drain, not so much. We won't keep the iron katana. But in regards to the Diablo's armor, the worst thing about it for me was getting the tail cases and getting the majestic horns. Because basically, in order to get majestic horns and tail cases, you need to break the horns and tails respectively. Now here's the thing, it's not a guaranteed thing that you'll get it. Heck, for tail cases, for the tail case plus, for the tail case basically, it's about a 40% chance that you'll get it. And likewise, actually no, tail case is about 50-55%. And as for the majestic horn, it's around 40%. So basically, you don't know what you're getting at it. Yamba, Mask Kayamba stole from Rathos is giving off strange action. Kayamba feeling shock power again. You suppose that means Zappy Monster is nearby? Yabam! Time to put on unfortunate ultimate mask and seek out shock.
Chawa, Kayamba claim unfortunate mask reacting to something. So what? Chacha have bigger fish to fry. Shaka seriously, Chacha no the unfortunate mask. Honest Alampa. Shaka laka custom Shaka specific gifts. It's Shaka Tatsu. Chacha think connection between Zinogre lightning and unfortunate mask and Shaka preposterous Uga Uga.
Yeah, way to spoil the urgent monster Chacha, but hey, Chacha knows what's up. Chacha can do whatever. Chacha downed a Cantor. Okay, so anyways, a Cantor armor basically gives you sharpness, gives you flame orb. Nope, negatives. So anyways, as far as the skills for this, sharpness basically, I think I've stated this before, but sharpness makes it where basically you lose less sharpness with each attack and you won't have to sharpen as often. Fire attack, basically just that, fire attack. Constitution, basically when you're rolling, you're not really just dropping stamina all that much. And flame aura, basically you're a torch. You control the little guys. Speaking of which, yeah, let's get some meat. Okay. Yeah, I actually kind of got lucky with a... Yeah, I kind of got lucky with a explorer during one of my farming sessions. But really, funnily enough, it actually took me more time to farm the Diablo's armor than it did to get the Brachydios parts. Okay. But seriously, I have been loving this armor. It has been glorious. Because for years, I've seen Diablo's armor being used by greatsword players, and I was thinking to myself, is it really that good? And then, just sure enough... Oh, by the way, off camera, I also got... We have the power charm, we have the armor charm, so now we have a little bit of an extra boost. So when it comes to commodities, I actually remembered something. Where basically, commodities are not a guaranteed drop. Basically, for one thing, hunt monsters when you see a condition like abundant commodities, basically. That makes it where you're a lot more likely to get them. And if you want a commodity, capture the monster. Because basically, while it may seem like capturing has no real consequence in the field, just when you're not on a quest, sure enough, basically, it helps to ensure those drops. The Zinogre, that's a new one for this area. The Zinogre can discharge some serious electricity. You gotta be extra careful when it enters a supercharged state. I also heard that the Tyke's mask reacts to the monster. Strange. I wouldn't expect a mask to react to the mere presence of a Zinogre.
What a shocker! I heard that the kiddo's unfortunate mask had some kind of strange reaction. Honestly, it's all a bit much to swallow. Do you believe those knee-high no-good-nicks? Wait, don't tell me. I'll read your expression. Let's see. I got it. Diablo mask! Diablo's mask. And another shocker. We got a request to hunt a monster. A Zinogre just showed up. That's a new one for these parts. If you believe what the kiddos are saying, the unfortunate mask and that Zinogre have some kind of connection. It smells like a half-blasted dung bomb to me. But what I know, have him don the mask and help hunt the monster.
Okay, not too bad. Okay, we got all that we need there. Good there. Okay, and let's go King Truffle. Get Thundercaller on. Because for those of you who don't know, the Zinogre is all about lightning. It's the Lightning Wolf. Though, funnily enough, when it comes to fighting the Zinogre's been one of those monsters that has remained pretty consistent throughout its life cycle. Where basically going into the newer world games, basically Gen 5 and up, it basically just, it doesn't really feel much different fighting a Zinogre in Gen 3 and 4 versus Gens 5 and 6 and the like. Okay, so the Zinogre. The Zinogre is going to spawn within Area 5. So funnily enough, you gotta love how basically the high rank area is completely devoid of water, basically. You can understand it in the desert and the tundra, but just, they're like, oh, we gotta limit that water. It's either area... Okay, in that case it must be area 7. If you thought that was epic, you should see the initial trailer for the Zinogre, where basically they have it where everything is running from it. Heck, an Azeros is running from this thing. The one thing I always found odd was how in Rise, the Zinogre was just was relatively overshadowed in terms of just all the ranks. Ah! As you can see, the Zinogre likes to be close range, but it can also deal with a bit of, but it can also shoot some projectiles. Ah. Son of a gun! Yeah! Oh, that was just a beautiful strike. Yeah, it'd be nice to cut the Zinogre's tail. Okay, that was my fault. That was my fault. Curse you, Zinogre, with your elite evasion technique of walking slightly to the left. Beat you here. You were ahead of us. All of a sudden you're behind. Okay, when the Zinogre howls like that, take advantage of the opportunity and smack it. Because basically the Zinogre's rage mode is different than a lot of monsters, where the Zinogre doesn't have a definitive rage mode. Instead, the Zinogre will start howling and charging electricity, which will leave it very vulnerable. However, once it has enough charge time, then it goes into its rage mode. Yeah, and it's all a damage thing. Oh yeah, got the horns of me. Hannibal Fango! Okay, now the Zinogre is in its rage mode. And the only way to get it out of that rage mode is to hit it enough times. Actually, I think the Zinogre was starting the fight off in its rage mode. Though, if I recall, the Zinogre was actually a flagship monster for this game. Yeah, some monster fan I am, where basically I'm having to question its flagship status. The one thing about the Zinogre that always stood out to me was basically how it was a gate in Generations. In order to get G rank Sadeas armor, basically, you had to actually fight a supercharged Zinogre, basically a hyper Zinogre. So in a way, the Zinogre was kind of the gatekeeper of MH3U armor. I'll be honest. After fighting the Stygian in World, just fighting a standard Zinogre here is nothing, basically. Yeah, this monster actually does have a subspecies. Oh no. Yeah! No! Cha-Cha, save me! Bullfango! I have never seen that happen with a Zinogre before. I did not know the Zinogre had a pounce attack. Go, Kayemba? Hey, I'm just glad to see some good Shakalaka contributions. Hey, at least we got the hit off. Thank you, Cha-Cha! Palicos may have their uses in this modern day and age, but darn it, you cannot deny that the Shakawakas, they can put in work. Okay, before we go back over to Area 5, let's go grab this tail. Seriously, you don't, unless you basically main hammer, you don't know how good it feels to actually cut tails. Because really, when you're a hammer user, your main thing is you bonk. Oh wait, did it go to area 2? Yep, area 2. Go Cha-Cha! Oh, by the way, if you have a bug net, you can actually mine Volker bugs off of the Zinogre, because you see, the Zinogre, it doesn't actually produce electricity on its own. Rather, it has a symbiotic relationship with the bugs that live around it. In fact, those are the projectiles it fires off. You have me backed against the wall! Okay, you're backing me against a literal wall. Let me get away from the wall. Thank you. Now force you against the wall. Don't you walk away from me! And why do the Jagia have to be like, oh, the Jaggies have to be like,
We're the dominant force here. We are the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild.
okay. I almost took that Gargwa as a Bullfango for a second. Okay, that was all me. I just wanted to put my sword away. How much more life do you have? Okay. Yeah. Okay, the Zinogre's nearly dead. Okay, we got it on the ropes. But see, look at this. Not even 15 minutes in, we're already doing well. Forgot about the third. Rule 3. No, come on!
Come on, let me just get away!
Thank you! Yeah, it's kind of weird fighting a Zinogre with a greatsword. I'm so used to hammer with this thing. Because when it comes to the Zinogre, it's a perfect monster to fight with a hammer. Because basically, you can just roll out of the attacks. And with the Zinogre, it's a very reaction monster, basically. Where it's... Sorry, it's very much a dance with it. We were not even on its front. I mean, I would understand if this thing had spikes and or it was radiating some ooze, but no, it tapped us from the side. Okay, let's grab that shiny. Okay. We'll give it about 5 more seconds. Okay, good. You're asleep. Now you stop moving. And now you'll never move again. But hey, I will fight a Zinogre any day over an Agnaktor. But still, I love how basically I hate fighting Agnactors. Really, I've never been a big fan of fighting the Agnaktor. But I will take an Agnaktor any day over a Lava Sheathe. Seriously. Ugh. Lava Sheathe is just... It's just a duller... It's just a duller, drier version of the sorry, just burped. Of the Agnaktor. Seriously, these bugs think that they can fight us. We killed an apex predator. We killed an apex predator. What hope do they have? Yep, the Fulgur bug. You can easily just farm them off of the Zinogre itself. And with that, we now have access to Kayamba dancing.
Hey Minion, did you see Mask? He has big reaction during the Zinogre hunt. Got all shiny. Kayamba deduced this means shock energy a power to charge max somehow. Too bad it stopped. Maybe it not receive enough shock energy. If Kayamba had stronger shockiness, maybe it could charge Mask all the way back to how it was. But now it was very calm, so Kayamba pretty sure it means no shocky monster nearby. We need to find a more powerful one.
See, Cha-Cha, know what you're talking about. There's no connection between lightning and unfortunate Mask. Never that, Cha-Cha. So what if Mask Loglo, that Cha natural phenomenon, swamp castles maybe?
Cha-Cha is covering up Marfa.
Cha-Cha deny any alien involvement in Marfa. Maybe unfortunate Mask said for Kayamba. Cha-Cha is living life to create no Maskalaka. Not time for Cha-Cha collect materials. Not time for Minion to stay out the way.
Okay, let's get our pincer mask back on. Yeah! We had no skills on the unfortunate mask, so that was all Cha-Cha! Cha-Cha was the king of that fight with the topples! Yo there, I was hoping you stopped by. You've gone after a Zinogre before, right? Well, we've started seeing them in the Mocha Woods at night. Don't forget to take a look at the Mocha forecast before you set off. What's that? You're saying the mask reacted to the Zinogre's thunder, but you don't think it got enough juice? Blah! These Shakalaka types are more clever than they look. If the Zinogre doesn't discharge enough thunder, then what will? Our old friend the Logicris doesn't have that kind of power. But, you don't think.
I'll be an app and outside. You say your buddy's unfortunate Mask reacted to the beast's thunder and started to shine. But then it faded right after, huh? Gosh, we almost had it. We were this close. Ahem. If only we could find a monster with stronger thunder than a Zinogre, but such a beast would be truly terrifying. I suppose we'll have to be careful what we wish for, huh? Of course, I wouldn't want to be the one hunting it, but still. Anywho, this is no time for theoretical terrors and premature heart palpitations. You can't stop hunting monsters because you're scared. Pisha. If you just keep on hunting like you've been doing, you'll find a way to restore the ultimate mask. I feel it in my bones. So stay the course, hunt, 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 and hunt some more. I'm sure the pieces will fall into place. Okay, so now we get the final ranking, rank 9. So basically, this isn't a key quest, that's not a key quest, not a key quest. Okay, so basically we have the Nargacuga, basically a staple of the series. Desert Storm, which is another key quest, which is hunting a Sand Barioth, a Zor attack. Okay, apparently they aren't going to be unlocking all at once. Because we need a Steel Uragaan quest. Anyways, let's check out the materials. Odd how the Agnaktor comes after the Zinogre. You'd think that the Zinogre would be stronger. Yeah! Zinogre 53, Agnaktor 56. How is the Agnaktor stronger than the Zinogre? Okay, so as you can see, Zinogre armor is pretty substantial, all things considered. Yeah, you lose out on sense, but basically, you also get gloves off.
Basically, gloves off gives you latent power. Now, latent power, I don't know the exact conditions of it. I think it's a damage thing of, okay, you take this much damage, and then basically you get into this advanced mode where basically you lose less stamina and you have more affinity. So basically, it's a more offensive armor set. Okay, let's put that away. Remove items. Oh, by the way, I created the pitfall trap off screen, and basically, I'm not really going to use it because, unless under specific circumstances, because the thing is this, is that while it is handy to have a trap at your beck and call, basically just good for capturing quests, and you don't want to just waste a trap. All in all, just Cha-Cha and Kayamba being more aggressive is just really helpful. Because they have been really pulling their weight, especially with the slime attack. Seriously, I have been amazed with how well they've been doing. Just Cha-Cha putting in work. Okay, so anyways, Azul Rathlos. I don't think that the Azul Rathlos is actually a... This one is not a dedicated key quest. But the Azul Rathlos is a monster we'll be hunting sooner or later. Basically, it is the Rathlos version of the Pink Rathian. We'll hunt the Nargacuga next. Yeah, we're gonna be running away from this thing, so it would be good to just have escape artist. Come, open up! Stupid water bottle! Open! Thank you! What the heck is with me? I can pretty much gulp a water bottle in just one go. Yeah, I pretty much drank about 90% of the bottle. And mind you, I just had water 15 minutes ago. Speaking of which, I have to use the restroom. Okay, I'm back. Let's go. Okay, so as you can probably guess, the Nargacuga is not going to be going underwater. So, with that said, the Nargacuga spawns in Area 2. Yeah, the Nargacuga really spawns in Area 1. It just pounces on you the second you enter the area. Or it doesn't. Okay, I'm getting it mixed up with its subspecies that we'll be encountering later. Okay, I think it's Area 9. Oh, but could you imagine a Nargacuga underwater? Yeah, it's just charging at you underwater. Okay, Area 7. Now, I hate to be a negative Nelly, but I have never been a fan of the Nargacuga. Because basically, the Nargacuga, I've always just found it to be just so finicky. Yeah, go Cha-Cha! Smack it in the face! Basically, the Nargacuga is a very hit-and-run monster. It's very mobile, it's just all over the place. And that's just never been my taste. Ah! Thank you, Cha-Cha! Ugh. Son of a gun, the wappy tail! At the freaking wappy tail! Son of a gun, I was going behind because I thought he was going to do a front, but nope. No, 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 no. Okay, at least we got out of there. Okay, let's chase after it. Though the thing about the Nargacuga is this. If you love weapons with high affinity and armor sets that encourage high affinity, the Nargacuga is definitely the monster for you. Son of a... I was dying! It was a delayed hit! Fight the Nargacuga! Felines, help! Okay, come on, Narga. Yeah, though part of my disdain towards the Nargacuga is just basically as a hammer user. Just not really having reliable blocking options for this thing until Rise. Because really, when the water hammer technique was introduced in Rise, that was when things really started to raise for the hammer. Just being able to block an attack by just pressing the ow. Oh yeah, and also in later generations, Gen 4 and up, basically Gen 5 and the like, Nargacuga gets bleed. Sarah Geos doesn't even get its bleed. It's surrendered to the Nargacuga. How are you going halfway across the map? Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm so negative. It's just really. Yeah! Unfortunately, you can't cut a Nargacuga's tail off. God forbid we take away its main attack. Its main way of irritating us. Watch you can't cut the tail off and I'm just making mistakes again. Okay, you can cut the tail off, but you can't cut it fully off. Yeah, and it still has plenty of range. It's as if it mocks you. Come on, why would you go hungry? Fatigue, darn you, fatigue. Ah, got your tail. Darn you, fatigue, darn you, fatigue! Okay, it's going over to Area 2. Or Area 1. Oh, Hello there. What, you're hungry and... I had to back away. I had to back away. Don't give me any sort of opening. No, that would be nice. Once again, thank God for fast charge, because otherwise I would be going crazy. Jump into the background. Oh yeah, the real classy move. Jump out of the load zone, jump past the load zone, and then just pounce. Yeah, this is, just no wonder they played the Nargacuga, the first antagonist in the Monster Hunter Story series. Where basically it's the monster that destroys the main character's village. Come on. Oh, that was so close. Oh, I actually managed to do a roar evade. Basically, if you're frame perfect with your dodge, you actually can roll out of a roar. It's actually pretty fun to do if you have a hammer basically and you have evasion plus. It just feels so good to just roll out of that roar and then bang, go on the offense. Like, why am I doing this when I can just go back to camp? Screw you guys, I'm going home. Or, thanks, Kayemba. Yeah, put us right back in the camp. Okay, let's just get sharpened up. Might as well get all healed up. But really, I just want to apologize if I'm a little negative, where it's like, oh, I don't like the Agnaktor. Oh, I don't like the Nargacuga. It just basically, I like it when the monster is just not just darting around the screen, you know? I like it when the monster is just is powerful, but yet on the slower side. Kind of like the Garam Golem from Rise. I like the Garam Golem. Pretty fun monster to fight.
Yeah!
Come on, you can't have much more life in you. Good, it's almost dead. Okay, I believe it's going to go to Area 10 to sleep. Or no, Area 2. It's strange how Area 2 would be the sleeper area. Okay, it doesn't look like the Nargacuga is moving. Why are you attacking? Are you eating? Go, Cha-Cha! Come on! Damn! No! My first card of the playthrough to a freaking Nargacuga because I got stunned. I was trying to leave the area and just nope. Well, we had a good run. Basically, when you get carded, it's one of your 3 strikes, and you lose your food effects. You don't lose the actual effects, but you just lose the health and stamina bonuses. Can't believe that happened! You saw I was trying to just get away, but then the Nargacuga is like, nope, go back, get back. Yeah. Now you're asleep. Now you go to sleep. What the? Damn you, Roggy! Frick you! Frick you! And now I'm gonna have to run halfway across the map. All because Aragi decided to be a big shot. There! We could have killed it if that Roggy just didn't really like, oh, look at me, I'm a Roggy. I'm a Roggy. Okay. And yeah, now our reward's been cut by a third. Okay, let's send our items back. Whoa there! I have to tell you, was on the Mocha Woods. I was doing my usual night patrol when I stumbled upon a Nargacuga. It's safe to bet that you'll run to Nargacuga when you go into Mocha Woods at night. Check the Mocha forecast and take every precaution before entering those woods. Okay, so basically, in terms of armor... Oh, by the way, Durembros armor. Basically, Durembros armor is all about survivability. As we've seen before, basically. Gives you Fortify, which basically means that every time you cart, you get a little stronger. So suffice to say, this is one of my main skills. Recovery speed, basically. Heal faster, and you get a little bit of attack. Logia Chris Helm. The Logia Chris Helm was actually on my what I was considering going with originally. Basically. Okay, let me get a different piece. Ah, yes, here we go. So basically, Logia Chris armor. You get fast charge. But you also get Sharpener and you get Tenderizer. Basically, Tenderizer. Basically, you hit a weak part on a monster and it will increase the affinity of the attack. So, very nice to have. Very good to help maximize your affinity, basically. I cannot talk. Nargacuga. Surprised that the Nargacuga is so far behind in the listings. Basically, Nargacuga gives you sense. So basically, if you're in a multiplayer setting, just the monster's not going to detect you as easily and lets you do your thing. Evade distance, which basically means that you roll farther. Very good for if you're just trying to get away from the monster. And evasion, which basically means that the invulnerability window when you're rolling is actually increased. So very nice to have. You can roll through roars and the like, and it's very handy. Huh, thought I had expert on it. And here's the Nargacuga weapon. 55% affinity. 55% affinity. Now, if you think that's crazy, 40% affinity on the dual blades. Now, mind you, dual blades are very, very fast. Yeah, and as for the hammer, basically, just 45% affinity there. Okay. Any new quests unlock? Okay, we'll go for Desert Storm next. Once I put things away. Get out some new material. Have to use the bathroom again because I chugged down an entire bottle of water. Okay. As you can tell, for me, this is the part of the game where the Mega Potions start going down like water, and likewise, herbs start to lose their importance. Yeah, anyways, I wanted to knock out the Nargacuga because basically just knock out the greater of two evils and I'm sorry, I really gotta go. Okay. Yeah, really, just throwing the pitfall mask on the floor of the room. Don't put it on the shelf where we have space. We have plenty of hooks. No. You just throw it on the floor.
Cha-Cha's is like, you're useless! It's the lesser of Cha-Cha's ideas!
Okay, anyways. Let's go with... Okay, we'll go with try to get the defender out of this. Okay. Anyways, Sand Barioth. Sand Barioth. Basically, it's a Barioth in the desert. And I have no objections to that. Because basically, when it comes to the Barioth, it's one of those monsters where, yeah, it can get a little aggressive. It's basically like it's like a variation of a Nargacuga, but hey, I'll take it. Because the Barioth is a little more predictable than the Nargacuga. Thankfully, the Barioth is going to mainly stick to the desert, so we're all good there. Okay, good. I did actually restore. I watch. I'm going to start carding every quest. Oh yeah, that's the Barioth's main gimmick, where it will use its tornado, and it will just lunge at you. Okay, that is not a good environment for us. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on, we were so close to the hit. Yes, we were so close to the get. Nice! No, get out of the tornado. Get me out of the tornado. Okay. Yo. When am I allowed to heal? Please, tell me, game, when I'm allowed to heal. Don't you do it, Demlix. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. But really, I know I sound like a broken record when I'm apologizing, but basically just, there's nothing more irritating when you're about to land a good attack and then just all of a sudden just monster moves over to the side. Or my favorite, you run up to the monster and they start roaring. Or they have that sweep with their tail. Come on, just sit still. Yeah! Freaking Rhinopolos. It's not a monster game until you're getting hit by a... No. It never fails. The monster will always hit you the second you're trying to heal. Now you're getting chip damage on top of chip damage. You heal, and then the monster pounces ya! Yeah, really, just create some twisted monster. Yeah, really, just someone should create just some twisted Monster Hunter mockery game where all the monsters have just this trollish tendency where it's nothing is fun to fight. You know, basically just accentuate all the worst qualities of Monster Hunter monsters. For example, just have a monster that's just constantly spinning around nonstop and will never let you hit it. Playman is going for the true difficulty. You just want the ability to stand up. Thought this was not gonna be so bad. I thought this wasn't gonna be so bad, but then it's like, oh nope, we gotta prove CzarThwomp wrong, because this Barioth just wants to run around. He just wants to bounce about. Come on. Come on. Up yours. Yeah. How you like that? I cut your tail. Thank you. Thank you for killing the Rhinopolos. I know I'm probably one of the worst Monster Hunter players you'll ever see. Where are you going? Okay, over to Area 9. But first things first, let's just grab that tail. Well, but this is to be expected. You're starting to enter the late game. And now I'm nervous about what basically G rank is going to hold for us, because I'll be honest with you. I have never actually, my experience with solo G rank is very limited. Because G rank is designed for multiplayer. Yeah, basically just in that corruption game. Just have it where one of the monsters is never standing still. Just literally, you have it where the monster's just never moving, stop moving. It's basically a blur on the screen. And just have it where the best monster gear is from the worst monsters that basically make you feel miserable to fight. Where you make it where every fight feels like this spheric victory. Thank you. Kayamba, why'd you break him so far away? But if it was Cha-Cha, that would be understandable. Cha-Cha can't control his power. Cha-Cha's power is boundless. Huh. Nice, it's almost dead. Let's see where you're going. Most likely it's going to go to the typical sleeper area for this region. Yep, sure enough. Or no, it's not. Running away! You're running away! You are a coward! Okay, he's gone to the sleeper area. But just to be on the safe side... But really, it just feels like some hunts, everything goes wrong for you. Okay. There. And despite that, we did that within 19 minutes. Nice. Okay. Okay, nice. We got Wyvern Stone out of it. Okay. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 means laughter, and this is no laughing matter. Mayhaps you already heard. Very rare monster sighted off village coast. Looks just like Nargacuga. Merchant, friend of Argosy captain, tried to sail through the area. Tuka! Monster smashed friend's boat to pieces. Thankfully, friend good swimmer, but cargo not know how to swim. All lost. Usa say that monster ivory in color, extremely violent. Mayhaps not even my dirty feline stand chance. In fact, I very well worry my Argosy next to me snatched. Tuka! Takashikai! You great hunter! Possible you can defeat this menace. Very slightly possible. Now you tell me. Okay. I can't believe the captain's friend would be attacked by that monster of all things. I sound like I know what's behind the attack? Well, I guess it's time to finally learn the truth. Say, ever tell you I used to be a hunter myself? Of course, that was ages ago. If only you could have seen me then. Fearless, dashing, solid muscle from head to toe. Underwater hunter my thing. I was invincible, or so I thought. That one monster did me in. Drove me straight into retirement, it did. I suspect it's the same monster that attacked the captain's friend. It's a legendary beast, one that rarely appears. The Irritatingly, also known as the Conqueror of Land and Sea. The thing's in a league of its own. Heck, it's in a dimension of its own. Huh? How'd it beat me? The Irritatingly is like no beast I ever faced. I thought I had it licked with my underwater hunting skills. I got cocky. It climbed ashore right when I was about to deal the fatal blow. That's when it launched its ferocious thunder attack. On land or in sea, that thing is unbeatable. It's an apex predator. Frankly, a lot of the monsters in this series are apex predators. This is ACB. The Irritatingly could eat it for breakfast. The Irritatingly is not an elder dragon. The Sedaeus can sink an island. The Logicris cannot. Okay, let me just check. While we're at the... Oh crap, I'm sorry. I did not realize. Okay, so yeah, we have other ones. And guess what's a key quest? Yeah, in the last batch, regular Agnaktor is in the key quest. And now you get Glacial Agnaktor. It's like the Agnaktor, but with ice. Ace in the hole. This is going to be the next monster we're hunting. A Steel Uragaan, which basically is like a regular Uragaan, except it has stench. And Black Diablos is another key monster. Basically, Black Diablos is basically a Diablos on PMS. I'm serious. A Black Diablos is a female Diablos in heat. And also and also Heaven and Earth. This is basically a key quest. The regular Azure Rathalos quest is not a key quest, but the dual hunt is. So anyways, I have to use the bathroom again. Okay. Much better, much better. Okay, before we go out, let's go check out that Barioth armor. Okay, Barioth U armor. Basically, you get attack, heat resistance, and evade distance. Okay. Yeah, the reason I want to hunt the silver Uragaan is so that way if I don't get the scoots in this hunt, then I can go in, just post, and just check it. Chum Chum, level 3, basically. Just so basically they're just pissed for a second, then just, yay! Yay! Yeah, to be honest, when it comes to the Chum Chum levels, I don't know what exactly it does. And I've looked on the internet and I wasn't able to get just clear sources. Just any clear information online. The most I could pick up was basically that once you reach level 5 max, you have it where they're more likely to dance. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure I'm not missing out on any items. Okay. If only we got 2 extra points. Okay, ace in the hole. Let's just do a quick check just to verify. And we are out. Yeah, this will be the last quest for the evening. I think we did pretty well. Save movement patterns as a regular Uragaan. Though one good thing about the Diablo Armor is that we can take advantage of tremor resist. Come on. Oh, nice. Okay, here comes the stench. Crap, crap, crap. And the rocks also contain stench. And I forgot to bring deodorant. Now, stench may not seem like the worst condition out there, but just remember, the only other monster that really has stench is the Volvidon. And if you can't really heal immediately with the Volvidon, it's not a make or break sort of thing. Meanwhile, with the Uragaan, that's an entirely different story. Because you get that. Yeah, so chances are I am going to have to hunt this thing a few times off screen. Considering the power that this regular source had, that this regular Brachydiosaurus had, I am really looking forward to using the upgraded version. Wait, what was that behind us? Oh, speak of the devil, of stench. But at least scoots aren't. But one good thing about scoots, you don't have to worry about it being a break exclusive part. You can mine it off the monster, you get it as a quest item. It's not like a Brachydiosaurus horn where it's like, oh, you gotta break both the horns, or the tail case, or you gotta break the tail case, or do a capture, and hope for that 15% chance. Because that 15% chance, chances are it's not coming. You'll get a 2% chance before a 15% chance if it's the item that you need. Crap. And now we're stinky. Okay, good. And bang! Yeah! Okay, let's get going. This will get you out of that lava. Ah! Come on, I just want to cut the tail. Hopefully that tail should be close to being broken. Okay, Ergen's almost dead. Scoot. Okay, at least we got something out of this quest. Okay, let's heal up. Oh, but if we could get the 3 scoots from this quest, that would be great. Ah! Wait. Okay, for a second I thought that the Volvidon died. I'm thinking, man, Cha-Cha's really... Cha-Cha's an animal. Cha-Cha's the monster of this series. Wait. Oh, it's not moving. Oh, wait. Never mind, it is. It is. I'm like, Cha-Cha really did kill it. Nice, Kayamba! Okay, but at least the stench wore off. Yeah! Yeah, and right at the last second, 20 minutes on the dot. Okay, scale. Carapace. Scale. Scale. Okay, but at least we got the scoot. At least we got one scoot. It would have been nice if we would have gotten more than one scoot with the carbs, but hey, I'll take one over none. Okay, we got 2 scoots out of that quest. Not bad, not bad. My first encounter with the Ivory Logger Chris led to an epic battle. I actually ran into it by accident while out stalking another monster. Our first battle ended in a stalemate. I tried hunting a second time, then a third, then a fourth, and so on and on. Each hunt ended in failure and frustration. Eventually I started thinking of the Ivory Logger Chris as more than a monster. It became my nemesis, my obsession. I couldn't hunt it in 50 minutes. I've always wondered though, why 50 minutes? Why is 50 minutes the golden number? I mean, just really, imagine, a monster's almost dead in just 51 minutes. You're out of here. I wonder what he thinks of me. Anyways, a man can only lose so many times before he calls it quits. And so my story ends, kid. I didn't want to change my gear layout. Yo, Hunter! Well, another new monster's showing up in the Mocha Woods at night. When will this end? I was hunting for resources in the woods at night when I spotted a Steel Uragaan. Seeing one means there's more. I've said this before, but check out the Mocha forecast regularly. Hunt responsibly. Uragaan U armor. Salmon recovery, guard, and artillery. Not the most spectacular armor out there. I mean, it looks decent at the very least. Oh, thank you, Cha-Cha! Cha-Cha has been a real MVP! Seriously, I love Cha-Cha! I may be negative about a lot of things, but Cha-Cha's not one of them. Of course you don't have anything, Kayemba. If you would have given a scoot, Kayemba, I wouldn't have to do any farming. But hey, I only have the single scoot. A single scoot. Heck, I could possibly do it right after the stream. Actually, but then again, I should get a good night's sleep before I get my blood drawn. Want to make sure that I'm in tip-top condition so I don't faint. Actually, no! We have it! I can't do math, apparently! Cha-Cha was the saving grace! Speaking of which, I'm going to move that out. Cha-Cha Kumbaya! Oh, but really, Cha-Cha coming in clutch with that. Oh, that was wonderful, Cha-Cha. Oh, right, I almost forgot the real reason I went in there. Not to turn those stuff in, but to actually move the charm off before I forget. Okay, set decoration. Okay, we'll put the grinder jewel there. Okay, register equipment. That may not seem much, but trust me, this is for the best. That way I don't forget. That way it doesn't get dequipped when I upgrade the sword. Then I forget about it, and then we're losing sharpness like no tomorrow. But frankly, on a great sword, sharpness isn't too big of a factor, because since you are hitting way less frequently than other weapon types, you won't be draining through your sharpness nearly as fast. It's how we can go through pretty much 10 minutes of a hunt before we even have to think about sharpening. Oh, but good thing I checked, because I would have went in there and I would have done a whole nother Steel Uragaan hunt just for nothing. As you can see, Cortex, Brack Element Nation, Brack Scout Plus, basically. A bunch of G-rank material. So, as you can see, we have everything that we can do. Blue sharpness, baby. Look at this. Look at this power. 1006. Technically 1036. And that blue sharpness, seriously, that is going to be just shredding through monsters. Especially when you consider just the slime element. 250 versus what's the original? 200. Okay, so on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this. Getting my outro mixed up. Anyways, I really appreciate that you came by to watch the stream. It was great having you, and I hope to see you next time. If you're watching this on YouTube, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you like for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do as they want. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye.